Record. Yes. We will figure this out, guys. Yes. Okay. So the procedure, this is good. It's being recorded. If you get a coach and you all know, like if they want to be just a discount coach and we're just add them in the group and welcome them. And if we all can, comment and say welcome, that encourages people like, oh, this is a cool place and they're glad I'm here, which is what we want to say to them. And then the next step is to give them the new coach welcome letter. And that is in our files and it's in the Dropbox, and you can send it to them in the Word document. You can attach that in Messenger, or you can like copy and paste it and like put it in Messenger. And then on that, it has the Google Drive link that goes to the new coach checklist. And so then that's like the kind of the procedure. They get the welcome email, then they do the checklist, and then they do the training if they want to, for like working coaches or whatever. So just does that make sense? Or, that's kind of how we can duplicate ourselves, and that's how we can reach more people, if we follow that kind of system. And that way everybody gets the same, the same start. And obviously we'll always keep trying to improve it and make it be better. But, that's kind of the plan of how to do it. And the new coach training starts next week, if she's ready, for that. But I know a couple people, Eva and Erin at least, are going to jump in on that one. And Erica had been interested. I don't know if you want to ask her about that, Mary Sue. I don't know if you've talked to her lately, but last month she was interested kind of, but then it was like too much too fast.
Yeah, it got a little much for her. So maybe if we do it again so she can
like go through it again.
Sometimes the second time around it's better.
Right. And that training, I mean, it's great training and it is important, but it is overwhelming. And I remember for all of you and me, like it was like, it's a lot, and it just is a lot. And I don't know how to make it better other than like making people do training like their second month or something, when they're less stressed or less overwhelmed and they can like handle it better. But some people want to learn and want to go. So it's kind of, I don't know. And if you guys have brilliant ideas about that,
I think everybody
try to, make that be better for people. But I mean, at the same time, they do need to learn some stuff, because you need to learn some stuff or else you don't know what you're doing. So anyway, that's for another night. So what I have tonight, do you guys have markers? Do you guys have your markers?
Yes.
Markers. Yay. Oh, okay, fine. I guess I want to do markers, but we'll do a quick talk. So recognition, you guys, Kendra with 12 points. That's awesome.
I don't know how.
That's awesome. That is so
It'll never happen again. I'm sorry.
No, don't say that.
Oh, it will too.
I'm quitting. So that's it.
Stop.
Don't say that. That's awesome. And Mary Sue 9, so close to 10.
I know.
And Lindsay 4, and then Candy had 2, and Candy already has 2 for this month. She is like rocking it. So that is awesome. So I'm proud of you guys. So just real quick, the groups, Delete the Crockpot group, Lindsay posted about that today. The reason we do that is because, as you know, we have so many groups, and if we leave them open and don't delete them, like you would have a million groups, and you'd be like my May group and my June group, and and my Crockpot. It's like, it's crazy. So we just close them, and it also puts like closure on it for everybody that was in it, and it's just over. I mean, not. You know what I mean? Not like we don't care about them. It is over. But we just put a period at the end of that. So Shake and Shred, you do need to invite, you need to get those packets out, or, pass them out if you're not mailing them, but to mail them, you need to do that. And the Coaching at a Glance, I'm trying to get us to do it with Summer Tucker, which I don't know how much you guys have heard her or like know her, but she's our big, 15-star, makes millions and like is really talented at all of this. So she does Coaching at a Glance 5-day groups, but some people put their people in there, and that way they get like that, her side of it. And yeah, it's not us, but anyway, I'm talking with her about that because I think that would be good. And then our Savor the Seasons, it's going to be coming up. I love that name. I never liked Survive because I just am always like, thrive, not survive, like through a deployment or through, like, survive sounds like you're just barely making it. And so I love that Savor the Seasons. So do you guys understand how that's going to go? I posted about it a little bit today, sort of. Okay, so it is basically, it's totally different. It's the same time of group, but it's a different layout. Like we're not going to be posting, we have a layout, but it's a different layout than, you know, our 21 day one now. That's like, it's just totally different. It's like talking about parties and talking about stress and like craft ideas for your kids and how do you handle like, you know, going to a cookie exchange and just all of that kind of stuff. So it's really totally different, but totally good. And the main point is for people to just like maintain. It's not like we're like, don't have a cookie, don't have eggnog. You know, we're not gonna, it's not like that. It's not like a restrictive type thing. It's just more of like maintain. And if you do lose, hey, awesome. But more like don't gain 30 pounds over Christmas like a lot of people do or 5 or 10 or, you know, whatever it is. And that way you start the new year just like that much closer to your goals instead of like, I'm just, you know, but yeah, so that's what it's about. But the same thing, they're still going to get challenge packs, but we just are not requiring like before and after pictures and things like that. So we just tell them to drink their Shakeology and we say, you know, like try to exercise. And some people will want to do their workout and that's fine. It's just not going to be quite as, I mean, you know, we're busy. Like there's going to be a lot going on in December. And so, you know, I mean, I'm still planning to exercise every day, but a lot of people aren't ready for that, you know, so we're still going to set that example, but, and just encourage it, but not be, you know, as like a real challenge, if that makes sense.
Is it 21 days?
So it's 25. It's 25 days to savor the season, kind of like, you know, ABC Family, 25 days of Christmas, whatever. So it's, yes, it's 25 days. And it actually goes through through New Year's, like New Year's the next day. But like on Christmas, Merry Christmas Day, we talk about it the day before, like a few tips and things or something. And then on Christmas, it's like Merry Christmas, and like we're not expecting people to be posting, and you know, it's you know, they can post, and most people will be like Merry Christmas because they know everybody and they want to, but it's not going to be, you know, it's just very different. Like we're not, you know, saying food blogs and stuff like that. So yeah, so it will be, you know, it's not quite a 21 day, but on our regular 21 days, we do have a week of prep. So we really have them for like 30 days. So this has 3 days of prep or 4 days of prep and it's 25 days. So it's like 30 days. So it's exactly the same of what we're doing, you know, now.
When does it start then?
I posted it in the group and I don't know it right now. It's like, it's going to start on a Wednesday. The prep is December. I have it right there. December 2nd or 3rd.
Okay.
Something like that. And, is when we add them for like the prep. And then it actually starts like the next Monday, the 7th. Yeah, the 7th. Yeah, but the reason for that too is December is a little bit hard of a month to get challenge packs, you know, just because people are like buying Christmas presents and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So having it start kind of like on the 7th gives you that first, so honestly, like if I had somebody, sorry, we're talking about this a long time, but that's okay. You know, like if it was someone who was ready to buy it on the 31st, I'd be like, well, tomorrow is the day to buy it. And that way I would get a December, you know, points for it. Like, cause you know, we're not starting till the 7th. So I would like hold off my people a little bit. You know, if you're already at SC6 or 8 or wherever you're at for November, you know, like, kind of bump it up to get those orders in the first weeks of December. And actually last year I got my points after Christmas because people were ready for like New Year's, you know, and so like on the 28th they were like, okay, I want to buy something. And so I hit SC5 or SC6 in December, but I didn't think I was because it was Christmas and it, you know, it's hard, it's a little bit harder to get those people. So, but we're not giving up. I mean, and you know, there's some people you can kind of play it as, you know, take those steps now and you're going to be that much farther ahead on your journey. And, you know, Wood can provide that support and that fun and that kind of stuff. Okay. So what I wanted to do with the markers, I wanted to get all that out, but yes. Okay. So what I wanted to do, you guys might have seen, is to have like a vision board or a dream board. Because when you put your stuff in front of you, what you're working for, it helps you do the invites. Like when you wake up and you're like, oh, I really don't want to check into my group. And then you see, you know, your paper of what you're fighting for or why you're doing this. And then it motivates you to do those little things. Okay, and so one thing from Summit that I had here, I really don't want to take much of our time, so I'm not going to go. But one of the guys talked to us, he says, a lot of people say, I'll believe it when I see it. Like when I'm making money, then I'll start working harder. You know, like when I have people banging down my door for my help, well, then I'll like put in the work. But he says that we need to turn it around and you need to say, I'll see it when I believe it. Or the other way, like when I believe it, then I'll see it. So if I believe that I can make a difference in people's lives and I act like I am making a big, you know, a difference, then it's going to start to happen. And so that's why I already liked the name Team Believe. And then when he said that at Summit, you know, that really hit me. So you have to think of like way in the future and believe that that's possible. And then you're able to like, you know, do the steps to get to it. Okay, so get your markers, any color first that you want. And I want you to think if you knew that you could not fail, there was nothing that you couldn't fail at all, what would you do with your life, with your family, with your kids, you know, with anything? If you knew that you couldn't fail and you had, you know, all the money in the world, all the right circumstances, what would you do? Maybe it's open an orphanage, maybe it's become a doctor, maybe it's win a bikini competition, maybe it's make your own workout program, maybe whatever it is. So I just want you to pick one color and just jot down whatever comes to mind without any restrictions or anything. So I'm gonna give you like a minute to do that, or like however long, a couple minutes. So just write that down. And it doesn't matter if it's however like selfish it seems, or, you know, doesn't have to be like lofty or holy or whatever, just whatever you think. All right, so now I want you to get another color. Are you ready? Done. Get another color marker. And I want you to think of 3 things that if your family could be, okay, I won't say perfect, but if your family could improve in 3 areas, I want you to write those down. Like maybe less TV, less fighting, more this, maybe make it positive rather than negative. Or, you know, game nights, or I would like more peace in the morning, or just 3 things for your family that if everything was perfect and ideal and you could make it better, what would be, even just words or phrases or whatever. Sorry for those of you who are watching it later on. You're hearing our marker. All right, so get another marker, and I want you to think of 3 things for your marriage. 3 words, 3 whatevers. I want a monthly date night. I want to afford a monthly date night. I want to go on an overnight trip. You know, I want like, you know, whatever it is, just anything that you can think of. And I'm watching the time. All right, and I want you to put 3, get another color, 3 things financially. If everything was right in the world and there was nothing stopping you, what would be your financial goals? Maybe it's for savings, Maybe it's for giving, how much you would give. Maybe it's for buying a house or paying off a car or whatever it might be. All right, another color, and I want you to put your physical, 3 physical, like goals or dreams. It can be, Mary Sue, like your competitions, or it can be owning a gym or losing a certain amount of weight or doing a certain amount of pull-ups, or whatever to you, running a marathon, running a 5K, whatever would be your something that you would want to do. All right, and now I want you to get another one, and this is your Beachbody goals. So maybe it's hit SC5 every month, or maybe it's become a diamond, maybe it's become 5-star diamond, maybe it's earn, I mean, that might be with financial, but maybe earning a certain amount of money per week. All right. And then the last one is your spiritual goals. 3 things. Maybe it's personal with you, you know, your quiet time, or maybe it's you want to pray more, or maybe it's you want to do a Bible study, or maybe you just want to have quietness in your life. Whatever, wherever you're at with that, put those. All right. So how are you doing? You need some more time, or are you doing good?
Good.
Good. All right. So the goals of those different parts, I won't ask you to say those unless you want to, but does anyone want to share what the first part they wrote? Like if you knew you couldn't fail, what would be your vision? What do you want to do with your life? Anyone want to share?
Well, for me, the scariest thing is public speaking,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always wanted to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's no fear of failure to speak publicly.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's a great goal and a great thing. Yeah. Lindsay, you want to share? Anyone? Lindsay or Kendra? You don't have to.
Go ahead. Do you want to go, Lindsay?
Go ahead.
Okay.
So, we move around a ton. We're military, but I would say my home church is in Indianapolis, and I would really, really like to be in a position someday, and I think we will be, to be able to partner with them, to, really to partner with them and be able to help people all over the world. And when we do that, to be able to go and visit those places and actually be hands-on.
That's
and
awesome.
I really think we can get there someday, and that's really what I want to do.
That is awesome. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Lindsay, do you want to share? You don't have to.
I said to bring Matt home so we could travel as a family and homeschool.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's great. That's a wonderful goal. Well, I will tell you guys mine. I know some of you guys know, some of you don't. We are working to bring Brian home. We have 7 years left in the military to get to 20 years. And if it's possible before that, we would consider getting out before 7 years if financially that was possible. But as it stands now, for him to be able to get his free grad school and some things like that we want to be smart with that too. So it probably will be 7 years, but we would like that. And the reason for that is just freedom to do what we want when we want, and for Brian to be home and to be at graduation and at soccer practice and at the play. And he's just not, I mean, for a lot of, I know, Kendra, military, and I know you guys have busy husbands too, but he's just not always there. He hasn't gotten to one of our kids' kindergarten graduation. And does it really matter? No. But would it be nice if he was there? Yeah, and we just don't have that. And that's something that we really want. And then beyond that, and I will say this too, especially for those of you that are watching this, that my why and my reason has developed, and it will continue to develop for all of you and for all of us and for me. At first, I wanted a discount for myself. I didn't even want to pay the money back. And then I was like, oh, well, I could pay the money back to earn my Shakeology. And then it was like, oh, well, I could do a little more. And it was honestly just about myself and, being cheap. Like, oh, I'll take $100, to get my Shakeology back. And then, it's expanded and it's more. And now what we dream about and get excited and get scared about is we would like to start like a missions agency, to partner, a nonprofit to partner with like missions groups. And for when missions, we have a lot of missions and know a lot of missionaries, like there's a death in the family and they need to come back and they don't have that extra $5,000 or something. We want to have like an agency. It's crazy, but that's what's cool. Like, you'll remember this one day, but like, I remember when she said that, and they can like apply, to our agency, and we'll work with other people. It wouldn't be like our own money, all of it, but like our nonprofit, and we would help other people and be able to help them, missionaries that don't have that like extra fund. So that's like our dream. And we are committed to giving 50% away of like all our Beachbody earnings, like towards that. And we're already doing that. And we just want to be able to give generously and to help a lot of people and to go and travel, obviously, to those countries and to the people, and to support the missionaries that we were working with. I mean, there was a time, and who knows how God will work it, but, where we thought we might be missionaries, but I feel like God is like creating this dream in us and through Beachbody, and the potential of that for there. And also just leaving like a legacy of, lives that have been touched, physically, but then all these other areas. And, everybody that, like, because I asked you, you're able to help them and them and them and them and each person. And it's just like this humongous ripple that, not in a prideful way, but it's like, if I wasn't doing this, like, look how many people were able to help. Like, in our group, we have like 30 something people in there because of us. And that's like awesome, I don't know. It just inspires me. Anyway. So yeah, so that's like our dream and that's our vision, and that's what is like, yes, we could do this. That would be so, that's my God-sized dream, which is really cool. But then there's other things, like my parents live in Africa and we would love to go visit them, but it's like $15,000 to fly there for our family. So, and it's just, that's like hard. Like, and they're like, the kids would love it. Yeah, they would really love it, but that's like a lot of money to get there. So, but yeah. So anyway, that's on my list. So what I want you to do is keep your paper the way you have it, or rewrite it, or what a lot of people do. I was trying to get some examples of other people's, and I wasn't able to, but people have, like put up a piece of paper and write those words down, write those pictures, like maybe Kendra print out a picture of that church and and just put it, maybe you make it on a 5x7, maybe you make it 8x10, maybe you make it like a poster board, whatever you want. And just put those words, like, whatever it means to you. Maybe, Mary Sue public speaking or something, like you put, write it, find a picture, write the words, whatever, and so that you're going to see it every day. So maybe smile on a little sticky or something. And so you remember what you're going for, because just money isn't going to like make you work, because it's not going to make you get up and be like, what can I do today? just money in itself, but what that money can do, for bringing that home or, doing, competitions or whatever it is, that is that's your why, that's your, why are you doing this? Why, what is it for? And the deeper, the thing. And then all those different goals that you guys wrote down, those different words and different things, I want you to, just put that somewhere. Maybe you don't want to post that because you don't want everyone to see it, but just for yourself to just kind of keep checking yourself, like, how am I doing on these things? What am I doing to get to this? What am I doing to get to where I want to be in our marriage, where I want to be financially? And what can I do to get myself there? And just being intentional. John Maxwell, he says, having good intentions is not the same as being intentional and like doing something. So, if you want to bring Matt home, well, you got to do something to get to that, to that. And that's a whole nother call of all the steps to get to these things. But I think I really just wanted us to really just think about our vision and our why, because we all have different ones. And like I said, it's going to change, and that's totally cool too. But, and all of you guys I know are faith-based. So I encourage you just to pray and to ask God to, what isn't a good goal for our family? What is a good goal? Is this where you're taking me? And, to really just, it's exciting. I was reading through my notes from Summit, and it's like, this is so much more than a bag of, powder and a workout. Like, this is really changing your whole life and other people's whole life. And that's just awesome. And it's 10 o'clock on the dot. So I hope that this was an interesting activity for you, and that you'll think about it and, share in the group if you want. If you want to, go make it colorful, print out pictures and make, some people have, like, I have the word cruise written on my whiteboard because we are New York cruise. We've never been on a cruise, probably never would have gone on one. And we're getting to go on one, provided that I keep working. And so that's like motivating for me, so it can be little things and it can be big things, like, big and small. It's all good. So good. I hope that's good for you guys. Any questions or anything?
Oh, thank you.
Good. Oh, and I didn't forget, it's between Kendra and Mary Sue. I'm going to have one of my kids draw your name, or Brian or something, so that it's for your $25 that you guys won for SC Club last month. So good job on that. And I'll let you know tomorrow, because I just haven't done it, because I didn't want to be like, I feel dumb if I just pull out one name. Like, I need someone else to do it.
Sure. Have little Bradley do it.
Yes, tomorrow. We will do it tomorrow, and then I'll announce it in your moolah. Good job. Good job. All right, guys, have a good week. I'm going to stop because it's 10, and I want to let you go and go get some rest. I've been getting up early, which is awesome, but I need to go to bed early.
Yep.
I know.
To make up for getting up early. So I'm going to go get ready for bed.
All right.
All right, stop recording.